kind of thing happens to me all the time.
Tell us a little bit about Mercenaries 2.
Well, it's obviously the follow-up to Mercenaries 1, which was just called Mercenaries. Mercenaries was a huge success for us at Pandemic Studios. We created it from the ground up as a brand new IP, open-world game that's centered on destruction. And Mercenaries 2 takes that same concept and blows it out to brand new, like, huge levels, completely over the top, you know, ridiculous action. You're a mercenary who goes on a job, and instead of getting paid, they actually try to double-cross you, and they end up shooting you squarely in the ass. And you know, that sets off the story of Payback, where you're out for revenge against this guy for doing that, and you go off, you work for a bunch of different factions essentially, and you earn money and you buy weapons, and you go after this guy who's taking control of Venezuela and the Venezuelan army and oil supply, and your goal is to just punish him basically. So it's a lot of fun. There's obviously a lot of things blow up.
What are the main differences between the first game and this one?
I would say the biggest is just the scale and size of everything. Obviously with the other system there are limitations, and with the new hardware it gives us the ability to be way, you know, bigger. It's a much bigger map, 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers, and then we also have many more weapons, over 130 vehicles in the game. So everything else is bigger, and in addition to that, we've really focused on the over-the-top nature of it, just the story and kind of the attitude that we bring to the game. It's not just a military, you know, I want to make more money. It's very much like gritty and personal, and just completely like a summer blockbuster, like a movie, basically.
Do you have a multiplayer part for the game?
Yes, actually, it's something I haven't talked about earlier, but we do have a co-op, online co-op mode, and it's completely drop in and drop out. So it doesn't interrupt your experience. You're playing through the normal campaign, and your friend says, I want to join you, and you say, okay, come on in. And they'll appear in your vehicle. If you're driving a tank, they'll be in the gunner seat, and you just go off together and have fun. And they can leave whenever they want. It doesn't affect no different modes or no leaving your game or whatever. It's totally seamless.
Why is the game set in Venezuela?
Honestly, the jungle is a huge selling point, and just the vibe and the whole like scene of Venezuela. It's full of life and color and rich. And the jungle aspect makes it a lot of fun. When you're driving a tank through the forest and you're just plowing down trees and blowing them up and lighting things on fire, it's just such a rich playground. Mercenaries, the first one, the tagline was Playground of Destruction, and this is a great playground because it just has such a balance of urban areas with rural areas and jungle, and it's a great combination.
So you're not afraid of any reactions from the Venezuelan government?
We've had some already, and to be honest, you know, I think no matter where you set something in the real world, like somebody who lives there is obviously going to see that as from a personal perspective of why are you setting your game there. It's really just meant to be fiction and fun, and we've actually had great response from fans who live in Venezuela and are like, I can't wait to destroy the Maracaibo Bridge, like that'll be fun. And so it really just depends on your perspective. I think you can't make everybody happy necessarily, but I think for the most part fans of Mercs are going to be very excited to be playing in Venezuela.
So what formats is it out for?
Xbox 360 and PS3 obviously, and also on the PC, and then we also have a PlayStation 2 version, which is very, like, nearly identical in some ways in terms of content and gameplay.
And it's out on?
In the US, it's out on August 31st, and worldwide just a couple days after.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Good meeting you.